haven't talked to him since, but he's getting surgery, and I was saying yesterday, Conor is getting surgery. He's going to have to go through physical therapy, and then he's going to have to get a sign off on the doctor to start training full time. So
we'll be back.
It matches your outfit, you.
We'll be back. Come on.
Spent money, that put it on the credit cards, that took out loans, that flew to Las Vegas and bought tickets, and for the main event to end like that was such a disappointment. It really was.
A one-round war, who knew what Conor was capable of as far as cardio or whatever else after a 5-year layoff, and well, there you go. I mean, we're assuming blown ACL. I'm no doctor, but that's what I figured when I saw it, and doctors think the same thing too.
Conor McGregor has finally broken his silence after UFC 329. But that's not the biggest story. In this video, Dana White reveals a major update on Conor's injury, recovery, and possible UFC return after their private conversation. His comments raise serious questions about what really comes next. Is McGregor's comeback already delayed? Is the injury worse than fans were told? And why is his timeline suddenly being questioned? The answers could completely change Conor's future, so make sure you watch until the end.
A lot of preparation, there was a camp at 170, there was a lot of things going on. It lasted a few seconds. Tell me about those couple of seconds and what your takeaway from them is.
I had him weak in the knees, what can I say, So at the end of the day, it is what it is. We got to do a third. Hopefully his injury is not too crazy. I know he was saying that they wanted him back in April. I can do that. That'd be fun. I want to actually feel what this 170 weight cracking and power that he says he has. So maybe we can do it back. Right now, I'm just praying for the guy, all jokes aside, as a human being. Even when I was in there, you could see me telling the ref, bro, this guy is done. Just let it go. And the referee was telling me, bro, thank you for pushing me because it was a hard spot. He had a hard feeling. And Conor's crazy. Conor's like, fight. I was like, you're fucking crazy, bro.
Oh, he was yelling at you from the bottom?
For the first one, when he first fell down, he was like, fight, I'm good. And when we went down the second time, I could just tell, like, his whole demeanor changed. I was like, bro, this called his fight,
Max, that's why you are so beloved in this sport.
Max Holloway showed respect, but behind those calm words was a much bigger question. How serious is Conor McGregor's injury? Max says he still wants the trilogy, yet nobody knows when, or even if, Conor can return. That uncertainty has fans worried. And now another respected voice in MMA is sharing a completely different perspective. Javier Mendes explains why this wasn't just a painful loss. He believes this moment changed everything for McGregor's future.
It's to me, it's like to have a warrior like him train as hard as he did after a 5-year layoff and come back, and to have something like that happen, your heart has to go out to the guy. Look, I may not like him as a person at times, but I have to respect what a great warrior he is. And to see him go out that way is not the way I would want anyone to go out. You'd want them to go out with, doing what they came out there to do, perform. Either the other man was the better man or you were the better man, but he beat himself on that one. And that's the one that I feel for him, because that's not something that I would want for anybody, And he deserved to either become victorious or lose to Max. That's the way it needed to go. But, you got to give all the credit due to Max, willing to step aside and go, look, man, the guy's injured, pay attention to his injury. I don't want, he could have easily capitalized on that. He didn't. So to do that, what Max did, you got to give your hats off to that.
Javier Mendes didn't blame Conor. Instead, he called the ending heartbreaking. After years away from the octagon, McGregor trained for one final comeback, only for the fight to end before it truly began. Mendes also praised Max Holloway for refusing to take advantage of an injured opponent. But while everyone was talking about respect, Dana White was quietly having a private conversation with Conor, and what Dana revealed next raised even more questions about McGregor's future.
But overall, when you're going to look back at this fight, it's a win on your record. How would you observe it?
Win is a win, A couple of people got wins over me that kind of pissed me off, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, they're going to go down and look in the history books. They're just going to look at a piece of paper and see a W or L next to your name. So that's what I'm taking it as.
Fair enough, Max. We appreciate your time as always. Congratulations.
For Max Holloway, a win is still a win. The record books won't explain how it happened. They'll only show the result. But Conor McGregor wasn't ready to accept that ending. Behind the scenes, he was already breaking his silence and pushing for another chance. Then Dana White revealed the update that could decide whether that rematch ever happens.
Oh! No way, just rolled his ankle. Oh! No way. No, bro, what? He just fucked, no. Stop it. That did not just happen. No. Restart, repause, rewind, what? Let him up. What happened? What, bro, no, he just ran and fucking threw a kick and he gave him out. Get them sugar ankles? No way, no. Oh, he's ankle, no! Are you kidding me? You're shitting me! No!
Sean O'Malley couldn't believe what he was watching. Like millions of fans, he thought the fight had barely started before everything fell apart. But then a bigger question took over the MMA world. Was this just a freak accident? Or was Conor already injured before he stepped into the octagon? One sports doctor decided to investigate.
There, of course, has now been this really widespread conspiracy that McGregor was injured before the fight. Bottom line, yes, absolutely possible. It is certainly possible because a lot of these guys are dealing with injuries coming into these fights to varying degrees. Yes, bottom line, I do think it was possible that he was injured. Is the data convincing that he was injured?
Dr. Bryan didn't dismiss the theory. He admitted it's absolutely possible that Conor entered UFC 329 carrying an injury, but he also warned that there still isn't enough proof. Then he pointed to one small moment that has fans arguing online.
Part of this, because yes, I think this is really the only thing that I would look at and say, yeah, I could see where there's a little bit of an injury. We don't see him really tending to favor that right leg as he's going to take the shoe off, right? Yeah, maybe there's a little bit. So, right, he's trying to pull it off with his foot. We see a little bit of a stumble as he's trying to maintain his balance, and then he doesn't want to put that right leg down. That, to me, does suggest somebody who's a little bit apprehensive of putting weight on their right leg. And so seeing just this, I would be more on that side of yes, previous injury.
That short clip of Conor taking off his shoe sparked a huge debate. Some believe it shows he was protecting his right leg before the fight. Others say his warm-up footage proves he looked completely normal. With fans split, Conor finally decided to speak for himself, and his message gave supporters a reason to believe again.
28 years of age.
Yes.
Happy birthday to the mic.
Happy birthday.
We'll be back.
It matches your outfit, you.
We'll be back. Come on.
28.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. We'll be back. Let's go. Let's go. I know.
Now, Dana White's latest update may finally reveal the answer.
Outside of this, Conor McGregor, obviously, have you guys spoken to Conor about what's going on with his knee or anything like that?
Have I spoke to who?
Conor McGregor about his knee.
Yeah, I talked to him. I talked to him the day after the fight, but you know, nothing about. I haven't talked to him since. I've been on the road, so I haven't talked to him since. But he's getting surgery, and you know, I was saying yesterday, you know, Conor is getting surgery. He's going to have to go through physical therapy, and then he's going to have to get a sign-off on the doctor to start training full-time.
Dana White finally confirmed what many fans feared. He spoke with Conor right after UFC 329, and the message was clear. Surgery comes first, then months of physical therapy. Only after doctors approve him can he train again. That means the comeback is officially on hold. But one former UFC champion believes this injury could actually change Conor's life forever.
I think they know, because nobody knows. I will say that going through this is going to reveal himself to himself, and I don't think it's the devil attacking him like he mentioned in his tweet. I think he prayed for this and he just doesn't know it yet. You got to be careful what you pray for, careful what you ask for, because God will give you what you ask for, and he won't dress it up the same way that you want it. It's going to be his way. And I think that at the end he's going to learn that this happened for him, not to him, and it's going to make him a better man if he chooses the direction that God wants him to.
As a fan,
Dominic Cruz had a surprising take. He believes this injury may become the turning point Conor never expected. Instead of seeing it as the end, Cruz says it could be the moment that helps McGregor rediscover himself. But Dana White isn't focused on emotions. He's looking at something much harder to beat: time.
So I obviously congrats with Zuka Boxing. I want to get back to UFC.
Thank you.
UFC, Conor McGregor. I mean, Kalsi's predictions, will he come back in 2000? Like, will he come back in 2028? When do you think?
I don't know. I mean, to even think about it right now, and I know he's very upset with how it all went down. But listen, when you're his age, you're taking 5 years off. Father Time is undefeated. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And he's looking. He's going to have knee surgery. He's going to have to go through, physical therapy. And then once the doctor says, hey, physical therapy's done, you're ready to start training full time, then we'll start talking about what's next for Conor.
Yeah.
Conor just needs to take some time. Hopefully this is fuel to light the fire for him to, come back and
Dana White isn't making any promises about Conor McGregor's return. He says everything depends on one thing: recovery. First comes knee surgery, then months of physical therapy. After that, Conor must get full medical clearance before he can even think about training again. Dana also reminded fans that 5 years away from the octagon and Father Time make every comeback more difficult. But not everyone believes age is the biggest reason this happened. Some analysts think the real answer lies in what happened before the opening bell, and the evidence might surprise you.
Body then trying to come back into one of the toughest sports in the world and trying to be the same guy you were, right? A lot of people are like, oh, where did that jumping kick come from? That was such a stupid move. But go back and watch his first Holloway fight. He threw that kick a lot. He threw that kick a bunch of times. It wasn't the first kick to throw, but he threw it a lot. And Conor usually starts his fights with kicks. He starts with spinning kick, side kick, taekwondo little slap kick, but he usually starts with something, right? I don't know, a lot of fighters seem like feel like they need to get a touch or feel of their opponent to be locked in.
Many fans blamed Conor's opening jump kick for the injury, but this breakdown says otherwise. McGregor has used that same kick throughout his career, even in the first Holloway fight. The move wasn't unusual. The real mystery is why his knee failed at that exact moment. And until Conor returns, that question may never be fully answered.
Feel like they need to get a touch or feel of their opponent to be locked in. And for 5 years off, coming back from the injury, maybe he needed that for his own confidence. I said his game plan should have been to start out hot, start out hard. So maybe that was for him to just like, yo, no feeling out process. We got to lock in right now. We got to be ready to go right now. So let's get in there and touch him real quick. And that's like a safe touch, right? You're running at your opponent, you're jumping, you're skipping. Your opponent's definitely going to get his hand in the air to block it. So you get like a free hit to start the fight. So maybe he was going for that. I just feel, man, like it's so easy to get hurt in this game, so easy to lose in this game.
Bilal believes Conor's opening move wasn't a mistake. It was likely part of the game plan after 5 years away from the octagon. A quick attack to build confidence and get comfortable. But MMA can change in a split second. One move is all it takes. That's why fans are now replaying every moment of the fight, trying to figure out exactly when everything went wrong.
And it's a very meaningful question because there were some moments in that fight. Okay, there was one very specifically. Everything that I have heard so far is talking about the jumping kick or the kicks by Conor and the leg going out. I didn't see what Joe Rogan saw. Joe Rogan was confident in telling the broadcast world that he blew out his knee. That may be accurate information. I'm just sharing for you. I didn't see that. Now, the moment, if you go back and rewatch this fight, the moment where you question and go, oh no, oh no, this human, this young man, Conor, isn't ready. He didn't prepare right. He throws a punch. Right? We're all thinking of the kicks, but if you rewatch it, he threw a punch and he went down. He lost his balance.
Then the story took an unexpected turn. Chael Sonnen noticed something that many fans completely missed. According to him, the real warning sign wasn't Conor's opening kick. It was the moment he threw a punch and suddenly lost his balance. That split second raised a whole new set of questions. Was his knee already damaged before the kick? Or was something else happening that nobody saw in real time? The debate quickly exploded, but Dana White's latest update may finally bring some clarity to McGregor's future.
We talked on Sunday. I don't know. It's again, he hasn't even had knee surgery yet, so all of this talk, it doesn't matter. People, I've been doing interviews with people like, are you going to rematch Max Holloway? Who knows where Max Holloway is going to be and what he's going to have done, or where when Conor's knee is ready again. So it's not even worth the brain damage. There's a lot of other things that I got to focus on right now.
Dana White made one thing very clear. Right now, there is no point talking about a Max Holloway trilogy. Conor McGregor hasn't even had knee surgery yet. Recovery and physical therapy must come first. Then doctors have to clear him for full training before the UFC will discuss another fight. Until that happens, every comeback rumor is just speculation. McGregor says he'll be back, but when that day comes, remains one of the biggest questions in the entire MMA world.
You don't think he tore? But he not when he was taking the shoot. I think that landing, when they showed the landing in slow motion, is just the worst way. Oh yeah, his toes facing that way already. Like he just was not ready to receive all that force on that leg. That angle, it was already compromised. So I think he blew it out right there. I don't think he was injured before this. I think maybe he did it with the shoot thing, but he didn't know. He just thought I hurt my knee. He didn't think he tore it. And then he went out there and threw that kick, and the ACL wasn't there. I listened to some doctor break this down, and like the way the tibia shifted on slow motion, they think it's the ACL, which is 9 to 12 months. I'm not a doctor.
You know, obviously this sucks for. I think he's a year. What is he? A year older than me. He might be 38. He's okay. He's 37. He hasn't fought in 5 years. Listen, I haven't seen the results of the medical scans or anything they've done, but if it's a torn ACL after being away for 5 years. If it's an ACL tear, I mean, that's another year. The guy's done. You know, he's done if he has a torn ACL.
He's done.
Dustin Poirier believes Conor McGregor wasn't already injured before the fight. After watching the slow motion replay, he thinks the damage happened the moment Conor's leg landed at a terrible angle. According to Dustin, that impact may have torn the ACL. If that's the case, the recovery could take 9 to 12 months. And after already spending 5 years away from the octagon, another year on the sidelines would make an elite comeback even harder. Dustin says no one knows the medical results yet, but if it is a serious ACL injury, returning as the same fighter will be an enormous challenge. Still, Dana White believes it's far too early to predict Conor's future.
So, I mean, the Conor McGregor discussion is until, and then, you know, even Max Holloway, who knows what Max Holloway will be doing or where he'll be by the time Conor comes back, so.
Dana White says nobody knows what the future holds. By the time Conor is healthy again, Max Holloway could be chasing a completely different path. That's why the UFC refuses to make any promises. But Dustin Poirier believes one thing about McGregor will never change.
Moving on.
No, I'm with you. I kind of said that conversation last night. I mean, with that being said, Mike Tyson was knocked out by a guy named Danny Williams, and to me it was over. Who's going to keep paying for this? But they kept paying for it, and he went in again against Kevin McBride, and it didn't end well for him, but he got the money out of it, and the people still showed up. I feel like McGregor has that effect to him like Tyson did.
For sure. He's a, you know, once in a lifetime type of individual. And while he's still competing, people are going to want to see him compete in person. So I think he's going to, you know, he's going to always have a bit of that. But it's just, he has to ask himself, what is he doing? He's almost 40 years old. He's been out 5 years. If his knee's blown out, it's another year. It's, you know, with the record-breaking career he's had, I would just hate to see him be a freak show fighter like that and only come out for these exhibitions and only, I don't want to see that. That's not real fighting to me.
Dustin Poirier believes Conor McGregor still has the kind of star power that few fighters ever achieve. He compared him to Mike Tyson, saying fans will always pay to watch him compete, no matter what happened in his last fight. But Dustin also made one important point. The next move belongs to Conor alone. Does he return to prove he can still compete at the highest level, or step away before risking his legacy? That question becomes even more interesting after Michael Bisping shared his thoughts on Conor's mindset.
So, listen, this got him back on a straight and narrow path. He's not drinking, apparently he's not partying, he's not doing drugs, he's not doing this nonsense.
Which is great.
And he's using this as a way to stay within the rails here so he doesn't go off, which is okay. Everybody's got their own way of staying within the rails, but you know, the concept of, you know, rehab, comeback, final contract, please God. It seems like he wants to finish that final contract.
Well, of course he does, because then he can
30
go
million
off and
reasons
do
why.
whatever he wants to do. I think he's going to want to come back. He doesn't want to end his, I mean, it's pretty embarrassing. You know, not being mean, but like no one wants to come back, this huge comeback, and that's what you show the world. You're going to be embarrassed as a man. So he's going to want to come back because of that anyway. He wants to come back and get a win. He wants to come back and make some more money because that's what makes the world go round. We don't know the injury, but you know, meniscus,
Does he come
ACL.
back? Does he come back and fight Max, or does he come back and fight somebody else?
Well, first of all, it depends. It depends on the injury. Because if it's an ACL, he just spent 5 years out. But if it's a full ACL,
that's a year.
2 years. 2 years.
And then now he's 40.
He did.
They said maybe it was a meniscus.
Michael Bisping believes this setback may actually become a turning point in Conor McGregor's life. According to him, Conor is no longer focused on distractions. He's staying disciplined, committed to rehab, and determined to finish his UFC journey the right way. But Bisping also says everything depends on one thing: the medical diagnosis. If the injury is limited, Conor could return sooner than expected. But if it's a complete ACL tear, the recovery becomes much longer and far more difficult, especially after already spending 5 years away from the octagon. While some fans see this as the start of a stronger comeback, others believe UFC 329 exposed deeper questions about McGregor's future.
I think Kenny, I only heard like the last minute, but I think he's dead on. Like, I think he tried to conjure up all the things from the past that it just doesn't work like that. Look, we said it, 5 years being away and doing the right thing is hard. Like even Dominic Cruz alluded to that. You know, that guy was doing everything right. He wasn't partying, and it was 3 years, I think he said. 5 years, I mean, steroids and fucking cocaine. I don't even know. I'm not saying it allegedly, whatever the hell it is. It's a lot, man. It's a lot on your body. Your body, there's things, I'm sure, Kenny, you think your brain says you could do, and you know you can't do it, right? You know what I mean? Like the brain is a really weird thing. It's going to make you believe certain things that just aren't true. And I think that's what we saw. Just he looked old when he got in there. He looked very old to me.
Yep.
And this is not an old man's game at that weight class for sure.
Yep.
And, you know, the inactivity, I just think everything we said was kind of nothing. I don't think he was hurt before. He was throwing those kicks in the dressing room. But why he would even want to lead with a technique like that at this age? Like the older you get, Kenny, that's what you want to be, jumping in the air. Takes a lot of cardio.
Some analysts believe the injury wasn't the only reason UFC 329 ended the way it did. They argue that 5 years away from the octagon, combined with age, made this comeback one of the toughest challenges of Conor's career. In their view, he wasn't already injured before the fight. Instead, the demands of elite MMA simply caught up with him. Now, only time will answer the biggest question of all. Can Conor McGregor prove everyone wrong one more time? No matter where you stand on Conor McGregor, one thing is impossible to deny. UFC 329 has changed the conversation around his career forever. What was supposed to be one of the biggest comebacks in UFC history ended in just over a minute, leaving fans with more questions than answers. Dana White has confirmed that surgery and rehabilitation come first. Doctors will decide when Conor can train again. Until then, every comeback rumor is just speculation. Some experts believe this injury could be the beginning of the end. Others believe it could become the moment that brings back the old McGregor with a new mindset and fresh motivation. One thing is certain: if Conor does return, the entire MMA world will be watching. Whether it's a trilogy with Max Holloway or a completely different opponent, his next walk to the octagon could become one of the biggest moments in UFC history. Now it's your turn. Do you think Conor McGregor will fight again? And if he does, should the UFC book the Max Holloway trilogy or give him a different opponent? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest UFC news, breaking updates, and exclusive fight analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.